The hexagram of peace in the I Ching is the hexagram of earth over heaven. It reminds us that we are both divinely supported, guided, and protected. Visualize this for a second. What keeps the earth from sinking into the vast ocean of space? The Greeks believed it was the Titan Atlas supporting the world. But if you step back and take a look at the earth from the perspective of God, the fact is heaven is both above us and below us, holding us up. I'm making this video because in these times the world may seem heavy to us, with so much uncertainty. As someone who suffered from panic attacks and anxiety, I'm familiar with the feeling of crushing weight on your chest and fire keeping you from breathing. I'm going to be reading a hexagram from the I Ching that's helped me find peace in times like this, and at the end of the video, I'm going to be sharing a few things that you can use and do to get through times like this and find your peace. So originally, Tai meant more than or most. It generally indicates a condition of being more than great. Tai also means peace, safety, security, good health, or it suggests progression, proceeding, advancing. Both Willem and Blofield translate Tai as peace. In this book, the word advance is adopted. So basically, I feel like this relates to the current situation that we're in right now, because if we can find harmony and peace, then we will progress, proceed, and advance as a society. So Tai is hexagram number 11, and in numerology, 11 is a gateway. It represents a gateway and it represents support. 11 represents the pillars of Boaz and Jachin. In strength we shall establish. It also represents the pillars of strength and mercy in the Kabbalah. Basically, these are two pillars, two columns, holding and supporting something. And this relates to the I Ching in that, as it says here, there is a mountain named Tai that stands on the eastern coast of China. Mountain Tai was regarded as a sacred mountain that connected heaven and earth. The purpose was to ask for harmony between human beings and their natural surroundings. The Chinese believed that when harmony between people and their surroundings was established, then in peace, safety, and security, and good health, they would progress, proceed, and advance with ease. So that's part of what this is all about. It's about realigning and finding harmony with our surroundings. So the ideograph of Tai consists of two parts. The upper portion represents greatness. The ancient Chinese believed that heaven and earth were great and that human beings were also great. Thus, the ideograph looks like a person standing with arms and legs wide open, almost like embracing. Underneath the two legs, there is the ideograph of water, Sui. It looks exactly like the primary Gua Kan, which is water, right here. So this is water, standing upright. So it's water on its side. So this is almost like this human being embracing the flow of water. Okay, embracing what is. So the lesson here is that in our current day, if things fall apart, society falls apart, and we're in the post-apocalyptic situation, we're good. Things will continue on. If we go back to life as usual, we're good. There's no need to stress about it. And if we come out the other side and society does advance, we're good. All right, just embrace what is. Don't fight it. Now look at this. The sequence of the Gua or the hexagram is, after fulfilling one's duty with composure, one feels peaceful and safe. Thus, after fulfillment, advancement follows. So it's basically saying, after the hexagram of fulfillment and doing what you need to do, advancement follows. So basically, this is saying this isn't pie in the sky optimism. Do the work. Plan, be prepared, food, water, shelter, protection, etc. But once you've done that, you need to trust in the universe. So let's look at the hexagram of Tai or peace. Basically, this is a very abstract situation, something you wouldn't necessarily see naturally. And basically, this is kind of the perspective of God. So, heaven is above, earth is below. That is the natural phenomenon we find in our daily life. However, in this squad, heaven descends to the bottom, and earth ascends to the top. So this situation seems inappropriate. So in everyday life, basically earth represents the soil, the solidified, tangible environment that's always receiving change. It's always changing. It's the world of form that constantly changes through death and rebirth. The earth energy is grounding like gravity and naturally wants to come down and receive. For me, it represents mindfulness of the environment around you. Now, heaven represents heaven, obviously, but also the sky, the universe. It's, as scientists believe, the universe is constantly expanding and growing, so it's limitless. And it also represents the quantum field. So, constantly expanding. It naturally wants to go up. It naturally wants to expand. So, like I said, to me, it represents the quantum field. So, the only way that a human could see this perspective is as an astronaut. And when astronauts go into space and they look down at Earth, they experience something called the overview effect, where Earth is seen as one organism with a whole bunch of life on it, and they see how it's just one pale blue dot in the vast regions of space, and this blue dot is almost like a child that needs to be protected. That's the perspective of God, okay? And also it relates to Atlas supporting us, holding us up. So what does this hexagram represent? It represents Earth coming down, falling into heaven, coming down, falling into source. It represents submission and trust in the universe to guide and support you. It represents the union of heaven and earth. So this is the saying, as above, so below. So think of the earth falling into heaven, falling into clouds during the day as pillows, soft pillows to cushion your fall. Seeing heaven as the foundation from this perspective. And at night in the stars, seeing heaven as the foundation in your pathway, with signs lighting the pathway on your journey. So some people may be experiencing miracles and omens and synchronicities in these times. That's because you're connecting to Source, and it's guiding you as to what needs to be done to advance society in this time of turmoil and change. So I believe that we're experiencing this turmoil because we've fallen out of alignment with heaven, and basically we're being put on timeout to come back in alignment with heaven. So coincidentally, Tai represents the first month of the Chinese lunar calendar. It carries the message that spring is coming round to the earth once again. Heaven and earth bring peace and blessings to all living things. Myriad beings will renew their lives and move forward again. So there's an ancient Chinese saying that out of the depths of misfortune come bliss. This bliss is Tai. So this bliss is advancement. This bliss is peace. So what helps me find peace? Number one, mindfulness. You can watch my video on mindfulness practice, but basically building an awareness of your environment and your surroundings. Meditating to different brainwaves and frequencies like gamma brainwaves and Schumann resonance tends to help the brain sync together and help me sync with the environment and the earth as a whole. Asanas in yoga like downward dog or handstands that can be hard, but you find that you get relief as it puts heaven, which is the head, over earth. And Qigong exercises like swinging the head and tail to eliminate heart fire, or any water movements involving the kidneys tend to help me fall into this energy of Tai and peace. So basically, this is the time to go within, and from within, pay attention to without, pay attention to the surroundings, and pay attention to the signs and signals that the universe is sending you. Your mass is immeasurable.